Hello everyone, and welcome back to Healthy Cooking with Shayda. This is where I teach you how to make simple, healthy, delicious meals that are salt, oil, and sugar free. Today I'm making you guys one of my favorite soups, tomato soup. And as a child I remember having tomato soup, and obviously we had it with grilled cheese, but I can't make you grilled cheese, but I can show you how to make a delicious, healthy version of a tomato soup that doesn't have any oil, salt, or sugar in there. So why don't we get started? First thing we're going to do is we're going to get our Instant Pot out and we're going to hit the saute function, because what I want to do is saute the onions and the celery and the carrots. Now in the recipe you guys can go ahead and chop the celery and the onions and the carrots yourself, or you could be lazy like me and you get the mirepoix, and I got it from Trader Joe's. And as soon as this is hot, go ahead and dump everything in here. It's really nice. I love having the saute function on the Instant Pot because it just saves a lot of time and you do everything right in here. And it's just one pot that you have to clean. You don't have to worry about cleaning, multiple pots at the same time. Now, at some point, if this starts to get a little, it needs a little bit of water, just add a little water, or you can add a little broth to it. I have the vegetable broth, the low sodium, because this is the only one that actually has no oil in here. All it is, it's water, carrots, celery, onions, leeks, tomato puree, a little bit of sea salt it's got a little bit of salt, it is low sodium, and then mushrooms and garlic. So we use that instead. Or if you don't want to use the vegetable broth, you can make your own broth and use it and put it in here. Or you can put water in here instead of the broth. Either way, it's going to taste delicious. So do what's easier for you and do what's best for you. So you want to stir this. This is going to take probably about 5 to 8 minutes to get it to caramelize a little bit and to get the vegetables softened up. Okay guys, so it's starting to caramelize and it's getting some brown spots on the bottom of the pot. So we're going to add a little bit of broth, because what you want to do is you want to scrape all that. That's all absolutely delicious. You hear that sizzle? And all I did was add a little bit of vegetable broth, and make sure you go in and scrape the bottom of the pan, because you want to get all that goodness or that caramelization. And I think I need a little bit more to get that off. This is starting to smell really good. Okay, so this has really softened up, and I think we're ready to start adding the rest of the ingredients in here. At the end of this recipe, we're going to go ahead and we're going to blend everything. So don't be afraid just to throw stuff in here for right now. We're going to add the garlic in here. And you can add as many or as little. I have a tendency to add the entire packet. But I know that some of you guys don't like a lot of garlic. So, do as you wish. Go ahead and turn this off, because we're done. Now we're going to add... This is a 12-ounce, yes, it's a 12-ounce bag of cauliflower from Trader Joe's. We're going to add that in here. We're just going to start adding everything in here. We're going to add our bell peppers in here. This is a jar of fire roasted bell peppers that's in water. You don't want to make sure that you don't get this in oil, and go ahead and add the whole thing. It just says roasted peppers. Next, we're going to add crushed tomatoes. We're going to add fire roasted crushed tomatoes, and you want to make sure that you add salt free, unless you don't care that there's salt in here. There's some people that their sodium levels are low, like me, that having a little bit of salt is okay, but for the most part, we try to do everything salt free. So go ahead and do that. Make sure you get it the salt free version. Next, we're going to add a can of tomato paste, and you want to make sure to get that also salt free. If you like tomatoes, this dish is really tomato tasting-ish. I don't know if that's the right word or not, but it is really delicious. I remember I made it for Erin when she came. And, you know, I always have to run things by her because if she doesn't like it, then you guys aren't going to like it. That's the way I look at it. So I had to make sure that she liked it. She gave it the thumbs up. So we're going with it, guys. We are going with it. And right now it is really cold here in California. We're not used to this cold weather. Oh, tomato soup just sounds really, really good. Okay, I want to make sure you get every bit of this out. We are going to add our liquid, which we, like I said, we're going to add the vegetable broth. But if you don't want to add vegetable broth, you can add water. Or sometimes what I like to do is I'll put 4 cups, like if I'm putting 6 cups of broth in here, I'll put 4 cups of broth and 2 cups of water. And that seems to do the trick for me as well. So listen, there's no right or wrong with this. It's not, we're not baking that it has to be precise. So if there's a little bit of that and a little bit more of this, it's all good. Okay, we've got our liquid in. Next we are going to be adding our spice. And then you're going to mix everything really, really well together. So what do we got? We have got 1 tablespoon of dried basil. Where's my basil? There you are. And with the spices, if you like it a little bit more or a little bit less, by all means, change it up. I'm just giving you a little roadmap. You guys can build it to your own taste. We are going to add a little bit of crushed red peppers because I like a little bit of a heat. And if you don't like a little bit of a heat, by all means, leave it out. But I think it adds a little bit of flavor to it. We've got, oh, basil, I already put it in there. We got oregano going in. And then we're going to add some crushed pepper in here. Some black pepper. And you can put as much or as little as you want. Okie dokie. Now you're going to want to mix all this really well. I know a lot of people, like, they don't mix it, they just put everything, but I don't know, for some reason I feel like if I mix it, it gets spread out evenly and it'll be better. So that's it. Now, isn't that super easy? Okay, so now we're going to put the lid on. We're going to close the vent, and we are going to put this, we're going to go on manual 10 minutes, and then we're going to come back in 10 minutes and we're going to zap it all together and show you what it looks like. So our soup is ready. The pressure has come down naturally, and now I'm going to open the lid. Oh, this looks so good. Now you want to give this a little mix. And what I'm going to add to this in order to thicken this up a little bit is potato starch. So I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons of it. And this will help to thicken it up a little bit. Oh. So mix that in. And then you're going to want to get your handheld immersion blender. If you don't have one of these, you can find it on my Amazon affiliate page, and I'll post a link to this. But this makes life so much easier. Instead of taking all of this out and putting it in your blender and blending it, you can this way just blend it straight inside the pot. And then what you want to do is you want to go in and really check to see that everything is blended up nicely. And it looks like it has. So the soup is basically ready, but this is what I like to do. It's my preferred way of doing it. I like to leave it in here as is for about 30 minutes. And the reason I do that is also to let it thicken up a little bit more and let the flavors really incorporate. So we're going to leave it in here for about 30 minutes, and then our soup's going to be ready, and then I'll show you how we put it all together. Okay, so it's been about 30 minutes since we added the potato starch and we've blended everything. So I think our soup is ready. This is exciting. And now, oh my God, it smells so good. We're gonna pour it into this beautiful bowl. Look at that, it's piping hot. Now I like to add some fresh basil to it, and then I also add a little bit of nutritional yeast, but you don't have to. And what I like to do is with the fresh basil, I have my herb scissors here, and I just cut it up. So we just sprinkle a little bit on top, and you know what, whenever you add a little bit of green or any kind of herb to your food, it just makes it look pretty and it tastes really good. And again, the herb scissors can be found on my Amazon page if you guys want to go look at it just to see what it is that I'm talking about. You certainly do not have to purchase it. You can even cut all this up with a knife. Super simple. So I'm excited for this soup, and I hope you guys are too. Now we're going to add a little bit of nutritional yeast. Now the nutritional yeast, I'm going to put a link to this on my in the show notes. You want to make sure that you buy the non-fortified nutritional yeast. And I like this brand. Sorry Foods Nutritional Yeast is gluten-free, non-GMO, dairy-free, and no MSG, which that makes me happy. So you can just add a little bit of nutritional yeast on top. That's our idea of having a little bit of cheese. So I want to taste it, except for it's going to be a little bit hot, but I'm going to try it anyway. Oh my God, this is so good. It's warm, it's rich, it's got all the flavors, and then with the fresh basil, it just takes it to a different level. I can't wait for you guys to try this soup and let me know how you like it. I want to thank you guys for watching another episode of Healthy Cooking with Shayda. I hope that you guys have subscribed to our channel, and please share this video with all your friends and family. And remember guys, it's one bite at a time, one meal at a time. We'll see you soon.